Okay. Hey, everybody. I know why you're here. I know why I'm here. So let me know how you're doing. If you had to rate yourself between 1 and 10, where would you be? 1 being the low end of the scale. Everything is going wrong. Things can't get no better. Or would you be a 10 that everything is perfect and life could not be better? Now me, I'm kind of at a 6, 7, 8 range. I go between the two. But I generally stay right there. So where are you? Are you a 1? It's no good. A 10 couldn't be better, or 5, kind of in the middle. Most people kind of in the middle. So let me know. Y'all put something in the comments. Y'all let me know how you're doing. I'm just checking in on you. So y'all stay blessed. In order to be the best at something, you almost have to become obsessed with it. Obsession leads to mastery. For example, if you are obsessed with being a great basketball player, like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or any of the greats, they were obsessed with the game. There are stories of Michael Jordan shooting 300 free throws a night, every day, all day. Kobe Bryant doing the same thing, so he could be a master at doing that thing. Now, studies tell us that it takes about 20,000 hours to become an expert at something. 20,000 hours. That's a lot of hours, given there's only 24 hours in a day. You have to sleep and eat and do other things. But I digress. To be successful, you have to be obsessed. So whatever you are trying to be the best at, you have to get to a point where you obsess. There's a concept that I came up with called the in-between. The in-between are the times when your brain is not really working, you're just kind of in between tasks. For example, for me, my in-between would be when I'm getting off work and I'm driving home. That's my in-between, because I'm just driving, I'm doing menial tasks, something that I'm not thinking about. So with that in-between, you should be kind of think and gear your brain toward how you can be better. How can you become better at what you're doing? How can you improve your processes? How can you be the best? And this applies in all things. So my first tip is to use the in-between, because to become obsessed with something means that you're always thinking about it. You're thinking about how to be better, how to do it. You're researching it. You're always talking about it. Anytime people talk to you, they're going to say, oh no, there he go again with that stuff. But that's how you get to be the best. But there's a caveat with obsession. There's a caveat with being the best at something. And it's something called an opportunity cost, or a trade-off. So there's always a trade-off. Either you could spend your time becoming obsessed with something, or you can lead the rest of your life. And ideally, there's a balance between the two, but a lot of people choose one or the other. So listen to this. I'll use the example that we did before, a basketball player who's practicing his moves, practicing his free throws, doing everything that he should do to get better at the game. But remember, now there's only 100% of you. So when people say I give 110%, that's impossible, because you can't give more than what something is. There's only 100% of you. That's it. Otherwise, it's overflowing. So you can only give 100% of you. And you may give 20% to sleep, because you have to sleep, and 10% to feeding yourself and grooming and taking care of yourself. So now you got 70% left. Now, becoming obsessed with something means that you're giving a huge chunk of that 70% to whatever you're trying to become obsessed with. But the trade-off is what gets the lower number of that percent. For me, an example is I have a family, I have a wife, I have children, all of that. Now, if I wanted to become obsessed with something, with my 70% that's left, I can spend all of my 70% becoming the best at what I'm doing, which is giving these messages. It might be teaching, it might be studying, might be filming these videos, encouraging others. I can give 70% of myself doing that, because the other 30% is necessary for life. But where does your family go into that? That's the opportunity cost. as a man, we're often taught that our job is to we work hard. We go work, we provide, we make sure everybody else is straight in our family. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you become obsessed with that, then what about the very people that you're working to support and that you want to be good because they need you too? So if you, let's say for instance, if you spend 60% of your time trying to work and make money because you have 70% left, you spent 60% doing all of that. That means that your wife, your husband, your kids only get 10% of you. That can have an adverse effect. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to become obsessed and to be the best at something. But I am saying that there's always a trade-off. You have to make a choice. Now, what I teach and I say is strive to find balance, because there's another component in there that I didn't talk about, which is time. And this is what I mean. So if you're that dad, that father, you're practicing free throws, whatever it is, and you may spend a day giving 70% of yourself doing that, but then the next day, you spend a little more time with your family. And then you alternate. Now that's something that could work. You have time on your side. So what I'm saying is that in order to become the best at something, you have to be obsessed. But I'm also saying is be prepared to choose and try your best to mitigate those choices. Try your best to spread it out, because something in your life will get neglected on your way to greatness. Just make sure it's not something that's important that you will regret later.